Christmas with the Goblins. At the beginning of our story, you see a simple, interior, comfortable home, typical of a Scandinavian family of about 200 years ago. A few large overstuffed chairs, a wooden table, a braided rug. Upstage, you see a large curtained window with the shade down. You will sometimes see shadows and shapes through it, and things like snowflakes, lights, and perhaps a strange figure or two. It's time for our story to begin.
Days grow short, nights grow long, gone is the sunlight that keeps us warm. Wind blows cold, shadows grow, in from the meadow the cows come home. Winter is long, winter is dark, the only light is from the glowing stars. Winter is long, winter is dark, the only light is from the glowing stars. Snow-covered mountains high above the fading skies, hurrying home before the stars begin to rise. Sheep in the barn, bread on the hearth, light from the fire shining in the children's eyes. Winter is long, winter is long, winter is dark, winter is the only light is from the glowing stars. Winter is long, winter is long, winter is dark, winter is the only light is from the glowing stars. Warm woolen blankets on a cozy family night, pass the long evenings telling tales by firelight. Stories of old, goblins and trolls, till sleepy heads begin to nod in dreamy flight. Winter is long, winter is long, winter is dark, winter is the only light is from the glowing stars. Winter is long, winter is long, winter is dark, winter is the only light is from the glowing stars.
You've come. I was worried because it's so very cold out and it's been snowing for hours. What? You didn't notice? Just look at that window. It's snowing. Dear me, I think we're in for a long winter. On nights like this, it's better to snuggle up inside and not think about what or who might be outside. We shall just sit here right by the fireplace and tell stories to pass the time. That's what we did when I was a girl, and that was many, many years ago. In fact, I'm going to tell you a story about my great-great-great-grandmother Lotta and her big brother Frederick. When they were little children, they lived in Finland, which is a country far to the north of where we are now. It was so far north that in the winter the sun rose very late in the morning and set very early in the afternoon. And as it got closer to Christmas, it would rise later and later and set earlier and earlier until finally, why, that sun could hardly be coaxed but a few inches into the sky for only a few minutes. Most of the time, it was dark outside. Can you imagine living in a place like that? You would think it was a cold and lonely life in these small villages, surrounded by deep forests and sparkling lakes frozen over with thick ice. Well, it was a hard life, but the children, as children will all over the world, they always found a way to play games and have fun. So these two, Frederick and Lotta, they found a way to get into mischief too. And that's where our story starts. Let's look in on these high-spirited children in the dark days right before Christmas.
Stop it, Frederick. Stop throwing hay on me.
You're a scaredy goose, afraid of the mice in the barn.
I wasn't.
Yes, you were. I dared you to go up in the hayloft, and you said no because you thought there were goblins up there.
I heard them scuttling around. It was an awful sound.
Just mice, that's all. There's always mice in the barn.
It was dark. I didn't want to go up there.
Next time I'll catch one of those mice and put it in your bed.
You wouldn't.
Maybe I already did.
You did not. You are horrid.
That doesn't hurt.
Maybe this will.
Ow! Mama, Lotta bit me!
He made me do it. He was teasing, saying that he put a mouse in my bed.
Children, stop this fighting!
She started it.
No, he did. He was mean to me.
Shush now, you'll wake baby Helen. Frederick, you're 10 years old now and you should know better than to tease your sister. She's younger than you.
I wish I had a brother. I haven't got any use for a sister.
Now, Frederick, I don't want another unkind word out of you. Your father will be home any minute. What's gotten into you lately? You've done nothing but get into mischief these last few weeks. Don't you know Christmas Eve is almost here? Don't you want the Yule goat to stop at our house and bring you presents? Now, go sit in that corner. And you, Laura, you go and sit over here.
The Yule goat. Most children today have never heard of the Yule goat, but in those days, in Finland, they had some different holiday traditions. They had Christmas, of course. Everyone went to church on Christmas to remember the birthday of Jesus. And afterwards, families gathered to celebrate with special breads and meats, with singing and dancing and storytelling. And of course, there were presents. All the children were on their best behavior before Christmas because they knew that if they were good, the Yule goat would bring them presents. The Yule goat was a gruff, sturdy animal that didn't mind the cold and could travel for hundreds of miles to all the little villages. The children couldn't wait to hear the Yule goat knocking on the door because it meant the long wait for Christmas was over and they were sure to get special treats. But this year, Frederick and Lotta's visit from the Yule goat was going to be very different.
I've got to get some onions from the root cellar. You two stay right where you are. The Yule goat might be watching, and if she's not, then certainly the goblins are. They can smell bad behavior from miles around. Now you mind.
Frederick,
What?
do you think the Yule goat is watching?
He's got hundreds of children to check on. How can he see us all?
What about the goblins?
That's different. There are lots of goblins. But I'm not afraid of them.
You're not. Then why don't you go look in the broom closet and see if any goblins come out?
There's nothing in the broom closet.
How do you know? Why don't you get off your stool and go check?
Why don't you, Lotta?
I asked you first.
We're not supposed to.
Come on, Frederick. I dare you.
All right, fine. I'll do it. I'm going to get down and walk right over to that closet and...
God save us, what is this? My own children afraid to come greet their papa?
No, Papa. We thought you were something else.
And well, you might. I had to bundle up so much against the cold, you might have mistaken me for a bear or a stag. Well, this is only your old papa. Glad to be home in out of the cold night. But wait, why are you two sitting like mushrooms in the dark corners of the room?
We were playing a game. Weren't we, Lotta?
Wow.
Oh? What is the name of this game?
It's, scaredy goat. We were trying to see who was a scaredy goat.
Oh, is that right? Looks like you lost then.
I put them in the corners for a little peace and quiet, and they're not to move. 3 lively children and me in the house, day in and day out. You have no idea what it's like, Father.
3 lively children. It is a blessing, Mother. but I do understand. I was once a boy myself, in case you didn't remember. Staying inside all winter made me feel like a bear in a cage.
And I was a young girl as well, but I always minded my parents, even if I was terribly, horribly bored at times. There was always chores to be done.
Yes, there were always chores to be done, and I did them. Because I knew that if I didn't, the goblins would grab me and take me away to their deep, dark cave underground. From a deep, dark cave in the middle of the earth comes a vast parade of creatures who look creeping, crawling, spying, falling down on you. From their hiding place up in the rafters. Who's that peeking under your room, hiding under ladders and brooms? Goblins, goblins, never a doubt. The goblins will get you if you don't watch out. Little boys leave the cellar unlocked and go to school with a pocket of rocks, pulling sister's hair, breaking mother's chair, sneaking extra gingerbread when no one's watching. Look beneath your bed tonight, you might see a gleaming pair of eyes. Goblins, goblins, never a doubt. The goblins will get you if you don't watch out. Goblins, goblins, sneaking under the window pane, goblins, goblins, goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
Papa, I know Frederick's always doing those things. Why, just the other day, he ripped a hole in his best Sunday breeches.
Oh, my dear little Lotta. I'm not sure he's the only one the goblins are watching in this house. Little girls who are tattling bells, where they'll end up now who can tell? Doesn't make her bed, coughs on baby's head. What's that little movement over near the shuttered blinds? Oh, maybe it's nothing, or maybe
it might be a brownie or sprite, come awake to cry all the night, waiting for a moment to pounce. The goblins will get you if you don't watch out. Goblins, goblins, hiding under the counterpane, goblins, goblins, goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
latches,
losing matches,
tearing baby's favorite book,
filling pockets full of soot,
braiding the cow's tail,
spilling the milk pail,
putting bonnets on the cat,
teaching ninepins to a rat. Ew! When you go to sleep at night, better pull the covers up tight. Say a little prayer that no one's hiding there. Check beneath the bed, cover up your head. Close your eyes up tight, you won't get a fright. Goblins, goblins, never a doubt. Goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
Who keep snoring in church, smack their boys with a willow birch. Parents who always bicker and shout, goblins will get you if you don't watch out. Goblins, goblins, never a doubt. Goblins will get you if you don't watch out.
Needless to say, for the next few days, Frederick and Lotta tried to be on their very best behavior, not just to keep the goblins away, but because it was almost Christmas, and they knew the Yule goat would arrive soon with their Christmas packages. Finally, it was Christmas Eve, a blustery, snowy evening. After a good supper of fish and rye bread freshly baked on the hearth, stewed vegetables, and good thick buttermilk from Luna their cow, the children were tucked into bed. But of course, Frederick and Lotta were too excited to sleep. The wind was howling, and even though a light had been left on in case the Yule goat made her appearance, they thought it was quite possible that the weather would be just too bad and the Yule goat would not be able to come.
Oh, look, Lotto. It's the Yule Goat.
The Yule Goat, the Yule Goat. Does he have our Christmas packages?
He has a whole rucksack full of them. All for us.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, there she is. Frederick, go let her in. Let her in.
All right, let me get the door open. Oh, the wind is so strong. I can hardly...
Are you the Yule Goat?
Well, now what do you think I am, little girl? Do I look like a baby lamb to you?
No.
Do I look like a cute little pussycat? Meow, meow. Let me have a little milk.
No, I know you're not a cat.
Well then, I must be the Yule Goat. Meow, meow. Who are you?
I'm Lotta.
And I'm Frederick.
Did I ask you your name?
No, sir. I mean, ma'am.
That's right, I didn't. So, let me check my list. Yes. Now, what is your name, young man?
It's Frederick.
Very good. And you must be, Lotta. My children tell me. Have you been good this year?
Oh, yes.
Yes, we've been very good.
We've been very, very good.
Something tells me that might not be the case. Fair. And whose teeth might those be? Are you sure you've been good children?
Oh, as good can be.
We've been, so much better than last year, haven't we?
Oh, yes, Miss Yule Goat. We certainly have. And last year we got 12 Christmas boxes.
12? Oh, very well. Let me see what I have for you in my rucksack. It's not 12. In fact, I must tell you, I bring you only half as many presents as usual this year.
Half as many? Why?
Well, you see, on my travels from the far north, I came to tiny fishing villages where the boats were iced in and they couldn't get out to catch the fish. In other towns, the snow was so high that the only way that you could find the houses was by the smoke curling up from the chimneys. In many poor cottages along the way, I saw so many children who hadn't even a crust of bread. I gave most of my Christmas boxes to them.
What?
What noise is this? Was I not right in doing so?
You mean I only get half of what I got last year?
Oh, are you not well fed and have a warm house with 2 loving parents? How many would long for such gifts as these?
But that's not fair.
Why?
We've been so good and we've been waiting so long. What a terrible Christmas this will be. Why, even the goblins will have a better Christmas than I will.
Yes, I bet the goblins are having more fun than we are tonight.
You think so, do you?
I'm sure of it.
Well, if you think the goblins are so much better off, then I will take you there.
You can't do that. I won't go.
Oh, we'll just see if I can.
Put me down! Oh, put me down!
What is it?
I thought I heard a noise, like screaming.
Oh, it's only the howling wind, my dear. Let's get back to bed. It's freezing.
I suppose you're right. The children are quiet. You must already be fast asleep.
As you can see, without so much as a word, the Yule Goat whisked the 2 children off into the snowy woods. Then, since she had so many more cottages to visit that night, she left them by themselves in the middle of the woods.
Where are we?
I don't know. All I can see is snow.
I'm so cold.
I think we're in the middle of the woods.
I'm frightened.
Don't cry, Lotta,
Why not?
because your tears will freeze. And it's making me cry, too.
I want to go home.
So do I, but crying's not going to help. In fact, I think it's making the wolves come nearer. We must get out of here.
But which way do we go?
This way. No, this way. Oh, it's no use. They're all around.
Frederick, did you hear that?
What? All I can hear is wolves.
Listen.
Kittens, you over there!
Uh-oh. Who are you?
Shh! There's no time for that now! The wolf brethren have smelled your kitten smell, and they want some dinner. We must get you to somewhere safe!
Are you an elf or a troll?
A troll! Does this look like a troll face to you?
I've never seen one up close before.
Trolls are big and hairy, and their feet smell very bad.
Then are you an elf, a sprite?
I'll tell you what I am. I'm the... Ah, stop the music! Sing later! Run now!
The children and the mysterious stranger run away from the hungry wolves. Now on our stage, the scene is changing again, and all remnants of the home and the woods are hidden. The stage is being transformed into the cave of the King of the Goblins. It is dimly lit with strings of lights and the flickering of candles. In the center are two rough-hewn thrones of heavy oak, draped with fur. The children hide in a corner while they adjust their eyes to the dim light.
Come a little further into this narrow passage, and we'll be safe. There, sit down right here.
Where are we?
We are in a cave under Garden Mountain.
I can't see a thing. It's so dark in here.
Don't worry, your eyes will adjust to the dim light. Now that we are safe, I can introduce myself properly. Don't call me troll, 'cause I'm much too clever. Don't call me fairy, 'cause I have no feathers. Don't call me angel, 'cause I'm not that nice. Just call me the littlest goblin. Just 'cause I happen to have goblin blood doesn't mean I love the things a goblin loves. I'd rather like you than to scare you or to bite you. I'm just the littlest goblin. I travel all around because I don't fit in, playing with the brownie sprites and gnomes. I kinda wish that I could find a place for me, somewhere I could call my own. Don't call me troll, 'cause I'm much too clever. Don't call me fairy, 'cause I have no feathers. Don't call me angel, 'cause I'm not that nice. Just call me the littlest goblin. Call me the littlest goblin. Call me the littlest goblin!
A goblin?
I am Kuka, the littlest goblin in the kingdom of Mundus.
Kuka, goblin or not, We are so grateful to you for saving our lives. We would have frozen to death in the woods.
No, we wouldn't have frozen.
Why not?
Because we would have been eaten first by wolves and bears before we froze.
Well, it's a good thing I came along when I did. I was on my way back to this very mountain, for soon a great feast will take place.
What kind of feast?
Oh, every year about this time, as the days grow shorter, the sun hangs lower and lower in the sky. Our king, the great Mundus, and his queen Neldegard, the leader of all the trolls, tells us that this year, unlike all the years before, the day will come soon when the sun will no longer rise at all, and the nighttime will last forever.
Why? That sounds perfectly awful to me in the dark all the time.
That's what goblins love, because that's when goblins do their mischief.
How does he know for sure that this will happen?
He's had a watchman standing watch on the very top of this mountain for months now, making calculations, measuring the stars and the rise of the moon. It's all charted out.
Well, I shouldn't like to celebrate such a thing as that. We just want to get home. Don't we, Frederick?
Yes. How do you think we ought to get out of here?
Well, I actually hadn't thought that far in advance. In fact, you shouldn't even be here. If anyone should find you here, well, I'd be in real big trouble. And so would you.
Then what are we going to do?
Well, the caves go back very far into the mountain. I'm sure you can find a nice out-of-the-way spot where you can live and no one will ever bother you.
Live here in this cave? I could never do that.
Ah, shh! The king is about to appear! Don't say a word! Shh!
Hail King Mundus,
Hail to the Goblin King! Hail King Mundus, King of everything! Hail King Mundus, we shall forever sing! Bing, bada, bing, 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 bing. Loud and scary, rich and hairy, all must bow when they smell him near. Strong as rocks and thick as socks, fills the mighty with fear. Hail King Mundus, hail to the Goblin King, hail King Mundus, King of everything, hail King Mundus, we shall forever sing. Bing, 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 bing. Here she comes, the queen of the underground, good queen Neldegard. She is very round, Neldegard, the bride of the Goblin King. Bing, bada, bing, 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 bing. Like razors, swords, and craters, troll of beauty and majesty. First she'll freeze you, then she'll eat you if you taste very good. Oh yes! Hail King Mundus, hail to the Goblin King, hail King Mundus, King of everything, hail King Mundus, we shall forever sing. Bing, bada, bing, 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 bing. Hail King Mundus, hail! Hail King Mundus, hail! Hail King Mundus, hail! Hail King Mundus, hail!
Hear ye all, you grisly, grumbly trolls, goblins, gnomes, sprites, imps, and fellow creatures of the darkness. As you know, my chief watchman, Weltengruben, has predicted that soon the sun will rise no more, and darkness will reign forever. Send the watchman to me for the latest report.
Send for the King's Watchmen!
Send for the King's Watchmen! Send for the King's Watchmen! What?
Go get Weltengruben!
Fine!
Aren't you excited, my dear? Soon darkness will reign forever and goblins will rule the world.
And the trolls,
Don't forget about the trolls.
Oh, the trolls too, of course. Goblins and trolls will rule the earth. You are the queen of the trolls. I am king of the goblins. When we married, I became king of the goblins and the trolls.
No, I became leader of the trolls and the goblins.
Oh, let's not quibble. We ruled together, my lovely. As you know, we goblins and trolls love the darkness. That's why we live underground. The only light we can stand are from the glowworms that hang from the cave ceilings.
Where's the watchman?
I hear something coming!
Here comes the watchman! Here comes the watchman! Here comes the watchman!
Say what?
Here's Veltengrim and the king's watchman.
Well, why didn't you say so? Your Majesty, here is Veltengruben, your chief watchman!
Latitude, longitude, ever-changing sky. To the north, to the south, calculating why. Sun comes up, sun goes down, shorter every day, till the world in darkness stays. On the 8th day, past the solstice, in the house of Capricorn, in the reign of good King Mondas, we'll have darkness forevermore. Seasons change, worlds collide, planets realign. Calculate, extrapolate, numbers, astral signs. Years unfold, days untold, finally it's clear. Goblin rule is oh so near. On the 8th day, past the solstice, in the land of Capricorn, in the reign of good King Mondas, we'll have darkness forevermore. We'll have darkness forevermore.
Veltengruben, my chief watchman, give me your latest report. Does any light remain in the world? Has the sun set forever on the world so that I become king of the darkness forever?
By my measurements, the sun has set and shows no sign of rising.
So you are saying it will never rise again?
That is what my calculation says. Of course, with any scientific theory, there is always a margin of error.
What does this mean, this margin of error?
It means that there is 0.00000 and 3/4 of a hundredth of a chance that I could be wrong.
What?
But probably not. Very unlikely.
Tell me the sun will return no more, and that I, King Mundus, will now rule over the darkness forever.
Well, now I really can't tell you.
Tell me! Or I will have you thrown into the fiery pit of molten ore below the earth's crust.
Well, now, my king, when you put it that way, the sun has set forever.
And darkness will reign over all the earth.
And darkness will reign over all the earth.
Are you sure of this?
Well, you said...
Are you sure?
Yes, your horribleness, I am sure.
Ah, just true. Then go, Veltengruben. Your reward shall be to return to the mountaintop to watch the night sky for the rest of your life, to make sure the sun never returns.
Well, begging your pardon, your goblinship, But that doesn't seem like very much of a reward.
Go! At last my wishes come true. Prepare a feast, for tonight we rejoice that the reign of darkness has begun.
By the way, this is our big production number. Singing, dancing, juggling over there, some fire eating over here. Why not? It's a staged reading. Use your imagination. And maybe even a food fight, too. The point is, all the goblins are very excited because they think that the sun will never rise again and darkness will last forever.
All my creatures great and tall, gather round to the goblin call. Feast we must and dance we may, all to celebrate the break of day.
All to celebrate the end of day.
It's been coming, all foretold, down from the ancient goblins of old. One final glimmer, then out goes the light. No more day, only black, black night.
No more day, only black, black night.
Never to return, this can be sure. Darkness will reign forevermore.
Darkness will reign forevermore.
Stop the music! Stop at once!
What is the meaning of this?
Look, Mundus. Look at what I have found. These are not goblins, are they?
No, they're not trolls either.
What sort of creature do you call yourself?
My name is Frederick, and this is my sister Lotta.
Humans? They are human children, and mischievous ones at that. I thought I smelled something rotten in here. How did you get in?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Oh, stories. We love stories, don't we, Mundus?
Yes, story time. Well, go on.
It all started with the Yule Goat.
The Yule Goat? What does that strangely festive beast have to do with it?
Well, Your Majesty, sir, you see, tonight is Christmas Eve, and Yule Goat came, and she didn't bring us many gifts this year.
Frederick.
She didn't. It was definitely less than last year. And she said if we didn't like it, she would take us to spend Christmas with the goblins.
Oh, she did she?
Then she brought us to the cold woods and left us there.
Oh my, you must be very bad children.
No, we're not.
You're not? Not too bad. I like bad children.
Now, my dear. Go on, young human boys. What did you do then after the Yule Goat left you in the woods?
Well, just before we were about to be eaten by wolves, we were rescued by...
Yes?
By whom, little boy? By whom?
No one rescued us. We found this cave by accident.
Yes, that's right. We ran in by ourselves with wolves and bears chasing us.
Mundus, I do think these would be tasty little morsels, boiled up in a stew of fungus, a slug gravy, a little garlic, maybe.
We're not going to eat them, Neldegard.
Why ever not? I do love exotic meats.
Oh, all right, but later. We'll tie them up for now while we resume our festive feast.
Oh, help us!
One final glimmer, then out goes the light. No more day, only black, black night. Never to return, this you can be sure. Darkness will reign forevermore.
Things weren't going too well for Frederick and Lotta. And there it was, Christmas Eve. While all their neighbors in the village were unwrapping gifts and sharing treats of peppermint and sugar ginger, these two children were cold, frightened and hungry, too miserable to think about the Christmas miracle. But miracles do happen. And when we come back from a short break, we'll see if the children can figure out how to get out of the Goblin's cave and back to their families in time for Christmas Day. Oh, good. You came back. Oh, I know these goblins can be very scary. Do you children believe in goblins? Well, there aren't as many as there used to be. And do you know why?
The internet.
That's a good one. Margie, did you take note? The playwright wrote electric lights. Oh, do any of you have electricity in your homes? I bet most of you do. So that when you turn them on, all the darkness just goes away. You can see into every little corner and make sure nothing is hiding there. Well, in those days, when Frederick and Lotta lived, all they had were candles and firelight, and it was easy to think that there were creatures hiding in the shadows in their homes. Maybe there were, and maybe there weren't, but who really knows? Now, let's get back to those poor children still trapped inside King Mundus's cave, deep inside Utgard Mountain. When last we left Frederick and Lotta, they were in a corner tied together. All the goblins and trolls were all so worn out from their revelry that they fell asleep all over the floor, even the king and queen. Just listen to these noisy sleepers.
Lotta, wake up.
Oh, Frederick, I got so sleepy.
We've got to get out of here. Try breaking the ropes.
I'm trying. I can't get them loose.
Me either. But don't worry. We'll find a chance to escape.
I hope so. Frederick,
What?
it's Christmas.
I know.
Know what I was dreaming about?
What?
I dreamed that we were home in our warm feather beds, waiting for Christmas morning to come.
Well, we're not.
I miss Mother and Papa and baby Helen.
I do too.
Do you think we'll ever see them again?
Let's not think about that. Let's think about something good.
Like what?
Like last Christmas. Remember how much fun that was?
Yes, I remember exactly where we were this time last year. This time last year, I was full of good cheer. Christmas morning was so near. Mother would sing, time to awake, and bring us warm milk and cinnamon cake. This time last year, we'd celebrate the birth of the Christ child in so many ways. This time last year, who could have known that we would be scared and so far from our home?
This time last year was Christmas morn. My little sister was not yet born. Got lots of toys, we got to play, keeping us happy all through Christmas Day. This time last year, Christmas begun, home with our family and not in a cave. We were behind, home with our family and not in a cave. don't even know we're gone.
Frederick, Lotta, come, children, come back.
Yoo-hoo! Come back, Lotta! Come back, Frederick! Where are you?
It's no use. We'll never be able to find them. Any signs of them out here.
We can't stop. We must go on.
But we'll freeze ourselves. We must think of the baby.
I know, but oh, where could they be? I'm so tired. This time last year, the world was bright. My two darling children were in for the night. Who could have taken our precious babes? How can our lives go on the same? This time last year, my girl, my boy, safe by my side in our Christmas joy. This time last year, safe by our side in our Christmas cheer.
Kittens!
Kuka.
Kuka, can you help us?
Shh! Don't wake them up! Look, kittens! We're in luck! There's plenty of leftovers!
What have you brought us?
Oh, some real goblin delicacies. There's ferns and moss. Oh, and look, my dear Lotta! Toasted spider legs and glowworm cakes.
Toasted spider legs and glowworm cakes. Yuck.
What about the rest? Oh, how about some of these fungus muffins?
Here, let me try. I'm sure this food can't be all that bad.
And for dessert, melted icicles.
Icicles, yum. Why, this is just water.
I did say melted.
Thank you, Kuka. You're a good goblin.
Oh, but see, that's just the thing. I'm a terrible goblin. I'm always doing nice mischief. Instead of putting soot in people's shoes, I'm sweeping the ashes out of the chimney. Instead of pulling the cat's tail, I'm leaving extra milk for it. I'm a very confused goblin. That's why I was out in the woods tonight. I was running away. I need to find a place where no one minds a goblin who doesn't play tricks. Just some dusty corner to call my own. That's all I ask for. Where I can do a little mischief now and then. But never anything mean. You know, like turn all the cups upside down or draw pictures on the frost of the window panes at night. And then, you know, if you set out a piece of bread for me and a cup of ginger beer, I would live happily ever after and never play a mean prank on a living soul. Who's that turning pages and books, sweeping spiders from corners and nooks, darning socks in the dead of night? Kuka the goblin will put things to right.
Frederick, let's take Kuka back home with us.
First, we need to get out of here ourselves. Kuka, can you help us?
Of course I can! Of course I can.
Come on, Kuka. Try harder. You're waking up.
I know you can do it.
These are goblin knots. I never did too good with these in goblin school.
What are they made out of?
Gossamer.
What's gossamer?
Oh, very fine threads of pure gold spun by fairies.
Gold? Let me try.
What's the meaning of this outrageous amount of light?
Pull down the shades, Mundus. I want to go back to sleep.
Here comes the watchman. Here comes the watchman. Here comes the watchman. What's that you say? Here's Weltengrubben, the king's watchman. What is the matter with him? I don't know why. I think he's blind. Majesty, Weltengrubben, your chief watchman.
Sir King Mundus, is that you? Ah, I can tell by your luxurious beard. Oh, pardon me, Queen Eldegard. Luxurious than the kings.
Feldengruben, what's the meaning of this? Why aren't you at your post?
Sir King, I did as you told me. I watched and watched the heavens, and the skies were black as pitch. Great, heavy clouds hung over the entire sky. But then the clouds lifted, and there it was, this star. A star larger and brighter than any I have ever seen burning in the endless sky. I could hardly look, and yet I could not turn away. As a result, it practically blinded me.
I don't understand. What about darkness reigning forever?
Remember I told you about that little tiny infinitesimal margin of...
Nonsense! What we must find out is the meaning of this star.
We know the meaning of the star, Your Majesty.
Who speaks to the great King Mundus?
It is I, Frederick, Your Majesty. And my sister, Lada.
Didn't I lock you up? How did you escape?
I learned how to untie your goblin body.
Oh, you did you? Do you know that I can change you into crows or spiders?
Oh, please don't do that.
Why not? Perhaps a pair of bats, the little ones that you find in your hair sometimes.
Wait, you almost Didn't the child say he knew the meaning of that star?
Oh, that's right. Speak up, youngsters. I must know the reason why this bright star has appeared in the sky. If the answer be false, then you will remain in this cave forever, along with all the other children who are too mischievous for their own good.
Do you mean these goblins are children?
That's right, little braidhead. These creatures were all once children, just like yourselves.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. And if you don't answer truly, you will never see the light of day again. Just like them. Do you understand?
Yes, we do.
So, why is it that such a bright star rises in the darkest night of the year, when darkness and trolldom should reign? Answer me if you dare.
It is the Christmas star.
What? Speak up.
The Christmas star, sir. The one that shone over Bethlehem.
Bethlehem? What is this Bethlehem?
It's a town in a land far away and long ago.
So why does this star shine so brightly now?
Because it's Christmas Eve.
What is that?
It's a night that is very, very special. More special than any other night.
And why is that?
Because on this night, many years ago, a baby was born in Bethlehem.
His name was Jesus, and he was the light of the world. Isn't that right, Frederick?
That's right.
Is that so, Weltengruben? I need Weltengruben. Get over here, you wobbly-brained wizard.
I'm right here, Your Honoriness, sir.
Veltengruben, how do I know that what they're telling me is true?
I can measure it with my false staff. I've got it right here. Oh, yes. They have the aura of truth about them. The false staff doesn't lie.
Christmas, huh? What do you know about this Christmas, Veltengruben?
Not much, I admit, but maybe the reason why the sun always comes back year after year just when we think it will never rise again.
Oh, what is that horrible noise?
Noise?
Oh,
Why, I can hear church bells ringing and horse-drawn sleighs gliding through the snow with everyone laughing and singing.
oh, it hurts my ears. It's unbearable.
My queen is very sensitive. But what about this Christmas?
I have tried to measure it on my Gruben meter, an instrument of my own invention, I might add, but it does not add up.
No, it doesn't. It's cold. It's dark. These villagers should be miserable. There must be something about this Christmas.
Christmas only makes me feel grouchy and hungry. And these children smell like a delicious figgy pudding. Oh no, not that, a froggy pudding.
By the beard of my queen's chin, it's that pesky goat.
Hello, neighbor.
You will address me as King Mundus the Great then, horror.
I'm afraid I will not address you at all. I have only one king, and he is not of this underworld. So, come here, my little ones. You have spoken well. So what do you think now? Would you rather spend Christmas here with the goblins or at home with your own family?
Please, Yulgoat, I want to go home.
I don't care if I get any Christmas boxes at all.
Yes, we've learned our lesson. Please take us home, Yulgoat.
I don't want to spend another minute in this dark cave with the goblins.
Me either. Mother and Father must be so worried about us.
My dears, your mother and father spent the whole night looking for you!
The Lord.
Just a minute. Just a minute. No one is going anywhere. Goat.
What?
You forgot that you're my king now, and there's no way out. The path only goes deeper and deeper into the earth, where you all shall live once I change you into goblins.
No. I'm afraid you have no power over me, Mundus. You see, I've already been changed into a creature that I'm not. I was once a human. Many years ago, I lived as a human, and I walked the fields and woodlands far and wide to take care of the poor. And then one day, a great snowstorm came, and I was stranded in the blizzard, many miles from the nearest village. I was very old by then, but I never tired of serving my flock. So there I was, all alone, freezing to death, when a presence came upon me and said, "You have done good your whole life, and it's a shame to let your work end here in this frozen land. I will change you into something more suited to withstand the winters of the north, a being frightful to behold, but kind-hearted, and in this way you can do good work to all the deserving children in the land, especially at Christmas time." And so, I became the Yule Goat. I've walked through every inch of this country, up and down, for hundreds of years.
Very well. You will not be changed, but the children will remain and become my goblin servants.
God, look, everyone! What is it? Is this what they call dawn?
The mountain, it's breaking apart! No, my beautiful kingdom is being destroyed!
And just at that moment, with a thunderous noise, the walls of the goblin cave began tumbling down. The whole room was in chaos as the goblins tried to hide and cover their heads. The glowworm lights flicker and go out. Lotta and Frederick huddle together trying to hide from the destruction until the Yule Goat and Father each pick up one of the children and they escape. Was it the light from the Christmas morning dawn, or the sound of church bells that caused the entire mountain to shake and rumble? No one knows, but as soon as Frederick and Lotta escaped, along with their parents, the Yule Goat and all the children who had been turned into goblins, the entire cave was filled with rocks and came crashing down on Mundus and Neldegard, trapping them deep inside the earth forever. Well, I'm sure they are still there today. Now, this is the part that my great-great-great-grandmother Lotta doesn't quite remember. She has no idea how they got back home, because the next thing she remembers, she was snug in her own bed, and it was almost morning. Even though the sun had risen outside the goblin cave, she found that here, it wasn't dawn yet. But there was something bright shining through the big picture window of their cottage.
Lotta! Freddie, wake up! It's Christmas morning!
Mother, the goblin's cave, it's all gone.
Goblins? What are you talking about, sweetheart? You must have both fallen out of your beds at night to end up on the floor like this. Look what a mess you made of your covers.
The Troll Queen was going to eat us. But
What?
the little goblin saved us.
What dreams you've had.
Good morning, everyone. Look at that morning star shining so bright.
I think we've had a visit from the Yule Goat.
Yes, indeed. But now, Frederick, Lotta, before you get your hopes up, I'm afraid she only brought half as many boxes as last year.
I don't care if she brought me nothing but a stick and a pencil.
Yes.
It's better than being in a dark cave full of goblins and eating glowworms and spider legs.
Yes, indeed. I wouldn't want to be a goblin at Christmas for anything.
What's this nonsense about goblins?
Come, children, I've got your breakfast. I wasn't able to get any sausages, but the oatmeal is warm and I put raisins and hazelnuts in it, especially for Christmas.
And maybe we can buy some sausage with this.
Why, this is pure gold. Where did you get it?
From the goblin's cave. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, Kuka. I'm so glad you came to live with us.
What is this now?
This is Kuka, the littlest goblin, only she's a nice goblin. And she's always doing nice things for us as long as we leave some bread out and a little ginger beer.
I think we could arrange that.
Come, children, let's eat. We have to get ready for church.
And go to church they did, where all was bright and beautiful. And Frederick and Lotta were so glad to be there and not stuck in a cold, dark cave with the goblins that they didn't mind not getting all the usual Christmas boxes. No, not at all. In fact, they gave many of their toys away to the other poorer children. But Lotta kept her Kuka doll, knowing that she came alive every night when no one was around, because in the morning she would find some of her chores had been mysteriously done. The clothes were hung and the silverware polished, and though they never mentioned their adventures with the goblins to anyone ever again, except to my grandmother, who told it to me, they remembered to keep Christmas in their hearts and to show love and kindness to everyone, and to share what they had with those who had less. As for Kuka, after the children grew up, she became the Yule goat's helper. And most people didn't think she was a goblin at all, but a jolly little elf. And all the goblins who were changed back into children went home to their families, who were very happy to see them, because being together with your family is the best Christmas present of all. Well, we've reached the end of our tale, but before we sing our final song, let me describe the final scene. The former goblins, who are all now children, come out dressed in special fur-trimmed red capes, and on their heads they wear wreaths of pine set with glowing candles, which is the Scandinavian tradition, you know. This beautiful procession gathers around the family, and all of the rest of the former goblins come out as normal villagers. In the picture window, the Star of Bethlehem shines out for all to see. It's finally time to celebrate Christmas Day.